Okay, Cory Carlick is with SKYCRON, and they've got a brand new show that's airing tonight on Game Plus. Cory, how you doing, bro?
That's the stuff. Good. Pretty good. I'm a little bummed, though. My Syracuse lost to Houston last night, and the women's team lost to UConn. So I'm a little disappointed. Well, not last night, but...
You know what? We had people asking. They had people asking for some March Madness talk. So there it is. But I had Houston in my bracket following.
Oh shoot! Did I give you a spoiler?
No. I had Houston bowing out way earlier than they did. But I haven't checked. My bracket was still alive entering the weekend.
Still alive. Well, you got Gonzaga.
Yeah.
And I got Baylor. So we're both still alive.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's funny. It was interesting because I thought that Syracuse was going to go a little further. I mean, to be fair, Houston is a really good team. Anybody knows me, I bleed orange, and I've been very lucky with the show. We actually worked with them, so anybody that's tuning in on game will get to see it. But just to show my support,
Go Orange. Gotcha.
Yeah. I ran into a guy a couple of weeks ago. I went to the co-op, and there was a guy, and he was wearing a Duke sweater. What is that about? I'm like 2,500 kilometers away from the border, and I run into a Duke fan. Like, what is that?
Did he have seriously? Did he have a black armband on the sleeve?
No.
You know that guy?
If it weren't illegal, he would have.
No. I'm just saying they're in mourning in the Duke basketball program. That's all.
Oh, yes.
That's what you guys might be too young.
All right, I've got a little bit of a visitor here. I'm actually at home, so this is Tilp who wants to say hello. He seems to photobomb every single thing that I do that's not in the studio due to COVID. Tilp, go lie down. There we go.
You wouldn't be the first person to. You wouldn't be the first person to have their dog come on in the middle of the show. Okay, Cory, let's get to it. What are we talking about here?
Good.
What are we talking about with your new show?
Well, I think we should talk about you first.
We
got to. Yeah. Well, so Rod, we're going to be putting you in the hot seat. So you're going to be co-hosting a big episode with us. Unfortunately, I can't say which one or where. You know where, I know where, but we can't say where. But this is something that everybody's not going to want to miss. And
we also know with whom. It'll probably be the biggest thing that I've ever done in my entire career. But I'm going to use a farm term here, Cory. I'm going to use a rural term. You're putting the cart ahead of the horse. People don't even know what you do. So let's talk about that before we talk about what I'm going to do.
No, absolutely. So Go Nitro is running tonight, 6:30 on 6:30 Sask time, 8:30 p.m. on Game Plus. And basically, what we do is our two hosts. We have arrangements with almost every league there is. So we've done episodes with CFL. We've done episodes with NFL players. We've done episodes with the NCAA. And basically what we do is we train with a different team in a different sport every single week. So I believe the one that's airing tonight is the one we did with NASCAR with Alex Tagliani. So Em, our host, and Carolyn Waldo are actually learning to race at the track with Alex Tagliani. And that's basically what we do every single episode. And I do some as well. On occasion, I draw a short straw and then I get stuck in it. So basically, we all have to pretty much die on national television, so to speak. We apprentice under a major athlete, and then we learn the sport each and every week.
Okay, so what's the closest to death you've actually come, Cory? Tell me, what's the wildest thing?
You know what? The funny thing, the closest thing to death that I've come to is actually on this episode. When we were filming at the go-kart track, when we were doing our practice with Alex, a rafter that I was actually on with camera collapsed. And it's a good thing that I was doing Dragon Boat because I was pretty limber, so I was able to kind of not get injured when the whole thing collapsed. There's an outtake where you actually see the camera and the whole thing collapsing. It's not in the episode, but we'll chop it out and put it on YouTube so people can see it. So everybody can see how much of a disaster it could have been. It could have been really bad. Like the whole rafter completely collapsed at the track. And it was probably about 8 or 9 feet high, and then it went right onto the track. And the whole thing just collapsed in the worst possible way. But I was okay. But we had a few near misses. Emily's had a few. When we were on the way to Syracuse, she actually ran over a beaver. And then she wanted to stop by accident, obviously. And then we ended up stopping in Watertown on the way. And we stopped at this little convenience store. And they were kind of laughing because there were like a couple of Canadians coming to shoot the Syracuse Orange. And the first thing that happens when you cross the border, you run into a beaver. Like, really? And then the other two things that happened, there have been some injuries. Emily used to be a goalie. So she's a pretty high-level goalie. So she used to train with Rick Hines, as well as you probably know Dan Tessier, the Ottawa 67s back in the day. He's a constable now. He's a good friend of both of ours. He's a top dog at the Ottawa Police Service. But Emily sustained an injury when she was doing the goalie episode because the pads are a lot different now from when she played. She was okay, but and then we just shot a snowboarding episode just last week. Emily's okay, but she also did some snowboarding in the past. And when she did the snowboarding episode, she went through the entire episode without falling down once, not once.
So anyways, this is Go Nitro. It begins tonight, 8:30 Eastern here on Game Plus if you're watching it. And 6:30 SAS time. Okay, we got you, Cory. We got you back, so you broke up there. So I'm just going to summarize this. We're not going to go too far.
There we go. You got me back.
Yeah, we're not going to go too far more into this other than you've mentioned a NASCAR track, go-kart track, snowboarding, and there's a lot of other things going on. With the episode that I'm going to be involved in, can we mention the league? Do you want to go that far, or would you prefer not to? No, you go ahead.
You can mention the league.
The National Football League.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go. Awkward silence. So, yeah. So that's cool. I just want to say this. We only have a minute here, Cory, but it's not easy to get your show, as you know, on national television. So I'm very excited that you're
not.
Yeah, you're joining us here on Game Plus, but what's the Cole's notes on how that happened? Because it sounds to me, again, people are backing up in their mind going, what is this? What's this deal? SKYCRON, Go Nitro. It's like Jackass meets Super Dave Osborne meets, right? Am I right? Like, how did you go about getting on Game Plus?
Well, actually, we were already running on Fox. So we have actually been running in the United States for a little over a year. So we've been actually running in syndication. So it's kind of ironic because it's a Saskatchewan show, but we've actually had it in the United States for quite some time. So we started running December of 2019 on a handful of CBS and ABC affiliates, and now we're running pretty much across the United States. So it actually happened that we were running in the U.S. first. So there's a pretty big list of stations. We actually are almost over 50% of the entire U.S. now. And I think that's what got us on Game Plus. And that's often what happened. And then we, of course, approached Game Plus and said, hey, what do you think of this? And they said, it's great. It sounds like just the sort of thing that we want to have on. And Bob's your uncle. It's probably the fastest broadcast deal in history that we've ever done. I think Chad pretty much got back to us in 24 hours. And I said, wow, that's got to be the fastest in every single deal that I've ever done. So, that's pretty much how it happened. But
tells me that you're doing something right and it's entertaining. So, Cory, we'll let you go. Again, tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain. Go Nitro.
That's great.
Okay, bud. Good luck with it, man. And thanks for getting in touch, and let's keep it rolling.
Sounds like a plan. Sorry about the audio going here.
You're all good, man. Thanks, You're all Rod. Good. Give your dog a bone. Bob's your uncle. Everything's great. Cory Carlick from Go Nitro. Now I want to watch it.
You're watching Rod Peterson On Demand. For more of The Rod Peterson Show, visit rodpeterson.com or follow Rod Peterson on social media.